Have you ever pondered over the way fear infiltrates your life, immobilizing you from realizing your dreams? It's a disquieting thought, isn't it? This fear, a minuscule word of just 4 letters, seizes control of our mind with such force that it often becomes the deciding factor of our actions. Unseen, unheard, it skulks within the corners of our minds, barricading us from the life we desire, the dreams we aspire to reach. It's a paralyzing force that hinders our progress, dictating our every step. It's like a puppet master, pulling strings, directing our movements. But what if we could tame this fear rather than being ruled by it? Welcome to a voyage of self-discovery and empowerment, a voyage where we learn to vanquish our fears. As we embark on this journey, it is important to recognize our fears and face them head-on. Fear is a natural human emotion, a primal instinct that often holds us back from reaching our true potential. We're often scared of what we don't know or understand. It's a trait that has been ingrained us since the dawn of time. But today we are not only acknowledging our fears, but learning how to use them as stepping stones on our path to growth. In this soul-strengthening journey, we're going to take inspiration from Susan Jeffers, a renowned psychologist. In her groundbreaking book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, she provides invaluable insights on how to acknowledge our fears, understand them, and ultimately conquer them. Step 1. Recognize your fear. Fear, that insidious emotion lurking in the darkest recesses of our minds, thrives and blossoms within the obscure shadows of denial. It often silently creeps into our consciousness, casting a long, haunting shadow that subtly influences our decisions, our actions. However, by stepping into the light of acknowledgement, by courageously admitting its existence, we start to weaken its stronghold over us. No longer an unseen puppeteer, its manipulative threads become visible. We must not only identify this fear, but label it, actively ascribing it a name, a purpose. Only when we do that can we truly claim it, stripping away its power to rule us, replacing dread with empowerment. Step 2. Comprehend your fear. Fear, an emotion we all stumble upon, is most often a reaction to the uncertainty that clouds our mind. This uncertainty, a byproduct of the unknown, is what influences our decisions and actions in a significant way. It's not just a 5-letter word, it's a powerful emotion that has the capacity to take control over our rational thinking and logical decision-making. Now it's time to unravel this complex emotion. Start by asking yourself an important question. What am I genuinely afraid of? Delve deep into your thoughts and try to find the core of your apprehension. Is it failure, rejection, or just the dread of stepping into the unknown? By understanding the roots of your fear, you're essentially lessening its grip on you, providing a pathway to conquer it. Step 3. Experience your fear. Now, this might sound unsettling at first, leaving you a bit puzzled and caught off guard. Indeed, you heard me right. We are not suggesting you to run away from what frightens you, nor are we advising you to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. Quite the contrary, we are encouraging you to confront it, to face it head on, to not evade it. Embrace your fear as though it's a part of who you are. It's an interesting dynamic, you see. By consciously experiencing your fear, you're not just acknowledging its existence, but you're taking it a step further. You're actively engaging with it, you're inviting it into your awareness, understanding its roots, and most importantly, you're teaching yourself to cope with it. You're actually coaching your mind to deal with it. Step 4. Challenge your fear. Now that you're well prepared with knowledge, it's time to confront your fear. Confrontation is the key to understanding the breadth and depth of your fear. It's time to take a step back, examine the shadows of your apprehension, and begin to ask questions. Question the reality, the intensity, the very fabric of your fear. Test its boundaries, push against its walls. See how far your fear truly extends. Is it as all-encompassing as you first believed? Now let your doubts seep in. Question the authority of your fear. Has it been dictating your actions, manipulating your choices? It's time to cast doubt upon its sovereignty. Watch as your fear, when questioned and doubted, begins to lose its grip on you. As you test its limits, your fear will start to wither away. Its authority will begin to crumble under the weight of your questions. And finally, you will witness as it starts to disintegrate. Finally, and most importantly, step 5, act in spite of your fear. This, dear winners, is the pivotal step that requires great courage and determination. Fear, a complex emotion imbued with dread and anxiety, has the power to paralyze you, to stop you from reaching your full potential. However, its reign ends when we decide to face it head-on, to advance in spite of its looming presence. This call to action is about making that initial step towards progress. It may seem insignificant, perhaps even trivial, but understand that every journey begins with that single fear-defying step. Regardless of how minuscule it may appear, this step works wonders in diminishing the stronghold of fear. As you march forward, you will observe the fear that once seemed invincible, now retreating. So take that initial step, no matter how small, and you'll notice fear retreating. In conclusion, how to feel the fear and do it anyways entails 5 steps: recognizing, understanding, experiencing, challenging, and acting despite your fear. Fear isn't a hidden monster, it's a sensation that we can control. We can choose bravery, growth, and fearlessness. The next time fear visits, remember these steps. Recognize, understand, experience, challenge, and act. Fear's power depends on our assignation. Choose to reclaim that power. Choose to live your life fearlessly. Click the link below to get your own copy of Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. And as always, have a great day, dear winner.